Hello, my friends. A fun video for you today, not only because we are talking Christmas candles, but it's made even more fun because this is a collaboration video with a couple of my friends here on YouTube. We kind of got together behind the scenes and thought it would be really fun to share with all of our viewers our top 5 Christmas candles. Now, for me personally, you guys, Christmas is such a nostalgic and sentimental holiday. Truthfully, I feel like it's like the Super Bowl of home fragrance. If you were to ask me just what fragrances evoke the most memories, what bring me the most comfort and joy, it would definitely be the holiday season. This time, as we're coming into this week between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I just have a lot of wonderful memories. I also have some not happy memories, but you know, fragrance just, I don't know, it just does something for me this time of year. And so the 5 fragrances that I am going to be sharing with you today are like what, if anybody were to come off of the street and ask me, Katie, what are the 5 fragrances, like if you had to get rid of your entire candle collection and narrow it down to just 5 that you would be burning this holiday season, what would they be? Now, truthfully, you guys, really hard to narrow this down to 5. So my little caveat that I'm going to throw in here, if you happen to have caught my video last weekend, I uploaded my top 5 Christmas tree fragrances, and I'll have that one linked at the end of this one if you happen to have missed it. But yeah, maybe like we'll throw those 5 Christmas fragrances in, the tree fragrances in with this list of 5, although there is one crossover here. You know, maybe that's my way to kind of get around this. But overall, you guys, it's really hard for me to narrow it down, but I was able to do it. Now, again, this video is a collaboration effort with my friends here on YouTube, Melanie, known as Mr. Kong's mom, Brett, Philly Candleman, my friend Drew Yak, and then 2 of my other girlfriends here are McKenna from The Joyful Candle and Amy from Beloved Fragrance Finds. Both of those ladies, they've been around on Instagram for a while, but they kind of took the leap and decided to start YouTube channels within the last year. And so please feel free to check out all of their videos, or please do go check out their videos. I'm really curious to see what their picks are. At the time that I'm filming this, I don't know what their choices are. I have a feeling that Melanie and I might have some crossover. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what all of their picks are going to be. So please make sure I will have their channels linked in my description box down below. Typically here on my channel, if you're coming over from any of theirs, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Katie. I love to talk all things candles here on my channel. A little bit of info about me. I am a stay-at-home mom here in Arizona. I have a husband and 3 kids, 2 teenagers and a preteen, so pray for me, y'all. I have loved home fragrance since I was a child. My mom, you know, we didn't have a ton of expendable income, but one of the ways that my mom liked to treat herself was to purchase a good old Yankee candle. Way back in the day, you know, we're talking, I would say like that was like early mid 90s. I remember her doing that. So yeah, I love fragrance just in general. I love home fragrance. I love personal fragrance. I love beauty. But on my channel, I stick predominantly to candles. Candle brands or candle formulas that I tend to prefer are soy wax. That is my preference. I like clean burning candles. But yeah, I like to talk about all things candles here on my channel. I do hauls, I do rankings like this, I do empties, and I do a lot of dedicated candle reviews in between. So if you feel like you vibe with me and want to stick around, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. But I feel like that's a lengthy enough intro. Let's go ahead and get into the candles that I wanted to talk about. As always, I will have everything listed in the description box down below with timestamps, as well as if I have any affiliate discount codes. Those will be found down below. And I hope that you guys find not only this video helpful, but all of my friends' videos helpful as well. I know that probably starting this week, we're going to be inundated with a lot of sales. And maybe, you know, maybe some of these will help you kind of narrow down the field to see if you want to purchase any or take advantage of any of those sales. Yeah, going into the busy shopping season. All right, let's go ahead and dive right into this. So I did mention that there is one crossover candle on this list from my best tree fragrances video that I put up last week, and it is Kringle Candles Christmas. Now, this version that I have right here, this is the only version of Christmas I currently have in my collection. This is in their now, I almost said expired. It's not an expired candle, but they are doing away with these painted 3-wick vessels. Christmas has fragrance notes of Siberian fir needles, cedar wood, musk, sandalwood, and wood. This specific candle I have has a pour date of December 3rd of 2024. So this was poured last year. I probably purchased this, I think, on one of like the after Christmas specials. There is a reason, you guys, I'm just going to say this. There is a reason why this is their #1 selling fragrance. This to me, yes, it's a tree scent, but it's woody. I definitely get some of that sandalwood and cedar wood in here for sure. The fir needles are done so well. I will say this, again, I know that this is not a tree fragrance specific video. Truthfully, you guys, that tree video that I did last week, I could probably do a whole separate video on just Kringle tree fragrances. If you are looking for a brand that does tree fragrances very, very well, how many times can I say that? Go to Kringle. Kringle nails tree scents. And this one to me, there's just something about this that it captures the warmth that you get of like, this smells like a freshly cut tree. It's not overly astringent. It's more woody. But you get those pine needles in there. Again, they're fir needles, not overly piney or astringent. It's warm. There's a warmth to it. The musk in here, the musk is kind of perfumey, it's funny because like I like their snow-capped Fraser. That's a little bit more warm. The musk in here, just, it gives something else to this. Again, there's a reason why this is their #1 selling fragrance. I am filming this a couple of days ahead of the day that, I'm uploading this. I keep stalking the website to see if the 4-wick is back in stock yet. Kringle, I know that you're probably busy pouring them, but oh man, I want this in the 4-wick. I love this in the 3-wick. Such a beautiful Christmas fragrance. So yes, Kringle's Christmas, the only one to make the crossover from the tree fragrances. But like I said, you guys, truthfully, the tree fragrances and this video together are really like the 10 scents that, well, actually technically 9 fragrances that I would just be content with every single Christmas. All right, the next fragrance that I wanted to talk about, you guys, this is a fragrance that is inspired by a Bath & Body Works candle. However, if you are new to my channel, because I prefer to burn soy wax, I tend to purchase from candles that specialize in soy wax. And this next candle that I wanted to put into my lineup is Perfect Christmas from Caramel Sundays. Now, fragrance notes on Perfect Christmas are pine needles, sweet cinnamon sugar, roasted marshmallow, and caramel. Now, this fragrance is inspired by, or I don't want to speak for them to say it's inspired, but if you look at the fragrance notes and smell it, you can tell that it's definitely taking its cue from Bath & Body Works' The Perfect Christmas, which has very similar fragrance notes. Now, I did do a dedicated review on this candle on Friday, and here's the thing I'm going to say about this candle. This, to me, similar to Bath & Body Works version. However, BBW's version is more cinnamon and pine forward with a hint of marshmallow in the background, where I feel like the notes reverse with this candle. I feel like I get more marshmallow with the balance of pine and cinnamon in this candle. So do I think that they would complement each other? Absolutely. But for me personally, like I said, I like a soy wax formula. I find it to be cleaner burning. This one, you guys, is performing so beautifully for me. Nice, strong performance. Now, the reason why I'm actually glad that this video is going up at the time that it is because this candle is going to be part of the Caramel Sundays restock that is happening tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys are new to my channel, maybe if you haven't shopped with Caramel Sundays, their business model is a little bit different. I know it turns some people off. It's a little bit Hunger Games style in that they do a monthly restock. So you know, they will put out what fragrances, what candles, what size vessels they're going to be offering a few weeks ahead of time. And then they give you the date and that's when you shop. So yeah, it's funny because I actually didn't even include this on my wish list for the restock happening tonight. But you guys, I wouldn't be surprised. I might get a little bit I might get a little bit anxious and throw some of the other candles overboard to buy another one of these. This will be available in this 4-wick 40-ounce vessel. This one retails for $64.99. It does include the cost of shipping. They will also have this in a 2-wick vessel, which is about 18 ounces. And it's $31.99, including shipping. So this is not an ad for them or anything. I do always like to get that information out just because after tonight, you're not going to be able to get your hands on this one again. So if you're with my channel already, you guys already know that I like this brand. But for newcomers, if this is a new brand to you, it's only going to be available tonight. So the other thing that I would say, if you happen to miss out, if you like purchasing from Bath & Body Works, the perfect Christmas at Bath & Body Works would probably be a good sub. But again, I like this version just a little bit more. All right, the next fragrance that is on my list, this one's going to be kind of interesting because this fragrance that I have here, I feel like is a dupe for the actual fragrance that I don't have in my collection. So the fragrance that I'm talking about, or the candle that I'm talking about, is Nest Holiday. Now, I do not have Nest Holiday in my collection right now because the candle that I have in its place is HOMEWORX. What is this called? Woodside Holiday Traditions. Now, this is one of the 50-ounce vessels that is in collaboration with Elton John. HOMEWORX has a collaboration, or Slatkin & Co. has a collaboration with Elton John that is exclusive to QVC right now. And this fragrance was released last year. Last year in 2024 was the first year that they did that collaboration. Well, this Woodside Holiday Traditions, I am a Slatkin & Co. ambassador. This video is not sponsored or anything like that, by the way, just letting that be out there. This is our own free accord, what we want to do. But they had sent me the advent calendar, which there were like 12 fragrances in that. And I remembered getting the little votive and I smelled it and I said, that smells just like Nest Holiday. I need that candle. And sure enough, it does. So I burned this last year. You can see I didn't burn all of it. And so I went ahead and put it back in my closet for this year. I would say be careful of the lid. It's very it's not very sturdy. So just be careful of that. But the Woodside Holiday Traditions has fragrance notes of fresh orange pomander, fir balsam, amber, and cinnamon bark. Now, here's the thing, you guys. Nest Holiday has fragrance notes of pomegranate, mandarin orange, pine, cloves, and cinnamon. So again, very, very similar fragrance notes here. And this is what I'm also going to say. Harry Slatkin is the nose behind the Slatkin & Co. brand, HOMEWORX. Well, he is married to Laura Slatkin, who heads up Nest Fragrances. So it wouldn't surprise me at all, or it doesn't surprise me at all, that we have two fragrances. Like, we have a married couple. They each have their own lines, but they both seem to have a version of the same fragrance. So for me, you guys, this Woodside Holiday Traditions does scratch the itch for me of Nest Holiday. Here's the thing I'm going to say. I actually just placed another order for this vessel. It is currently on QVC right now. As of the day that I am filming this, it is on a Black Friday special for, I think, $79.98. It includes free shipping. They do not have it in this gold vessel anymore, but they do have it in silver, red, and green. So I went ahead and bought a backup in the red, because here's the thing, you guys, this is 50 ounces of wax and it's $79.98. The Nest Holiday, it's a 1 wick and it performs well for me, but that 1 wick does perform well. But I want to say it's only like an 8-ounce candle, and that retails for $50. So the price point for me, again, I feel like I'm getting more bang for my buck with this bigger version, and I'm getting the same fragrance. So this Woodside Holiday Traditions does scratch the itch for me for Nest Holiday. So I'm going to leave it up to you. You can either go for Nest Holiday or you can go for this HOMEWORX Woodside Holiday Traditions. But this is the other fragrance that definitely made my list. And truthfully, you guys, I'm trying to find, it's funny, there's a little notch on this thing right here, and I'm just trying to line it up here so that way the lid doesn't fall off. But Just be careful with that. It's very pretty, but be careful. But anyways, what was I saying about that candle? I lost my train of thought. That happens a lot sometimes for me, you guys. But let's go ahead and keep it in line with HOMEWORX here. Here's another fragrance that is not specifically marketed as a holiday fragrance. But this is the candle that I always say is my gateway. It was my gateway to the world of HOMEWORX. This is the fragrance Winter Fireside. Now, I know Winter Fireside is not for everybody. Fragrance notes on Winter Fireside are sultry incense, smoked firewood, rich clove buds, and mulled spices. So I know that there are some people, I'm thinking of my friend Fiona from Wax and Facts over on Instagram. She does not like this scent. She's like, it's too smoky to me. But not to me, you guys. Oh, this is beautiful. This is like sitting hearthside, but the clove and the spices in here are just so cozy and comforting. I love pairing this with a tree scent. My family, every time I smell this, they're like, "Ooh, it smells like Christmas." Like every time I burn this, they're like, "Ooh, the Christmas candles are coming out." This is just so well done. It's not overly smoky to my nose. The incense here, I think, is what sets it apart, because this is not incense that that we're burning to cover up the scent of other things being lit up in the house, I guess. Not in my house. I personally don't use that. No judgment if you do. I personally don't. But yeah, this is just very nicely done. It's almost like church incense. But it's the clove, it's the spices in here that is just so comforting to me. I absolutely love, love, love Winter Fireside. I have this in hand soap format. I just love this one. Now, I do, again, love pairing this with tree scents. Truthfully, you guys, another fragrance that is not on this list anymore, it could have been on my tree list or this one. Bath & Body Works has not brought it back, but my favorite pairing is this one with Bath & Body Works Winter White Woods. I love that fragrance. It reminds me an awful lot of the tree lots when I was growing up. I grew up in Southern California. And so for me, like, we didn't really go traipsing out into the woods to go cut down our own tree. So if we wanted a fresh cut tree, we had to wait until they came to like the pop-up lots, you know, like in the Sears parking lot or whatever. But every time I light up that Winter White Woods, it reminds me of going to those Christmas tree lots. But yeah, I loved pairing Winter Fireside with that. Winter Fireside, I think I'm going to start pairing it with, what is it, Sniff's Old St. Wick. I think that's going to scratch the itch for me. But Winter Fireside is another fragrance. I actually just looped back around to the thought that I had about that Woodside Holiday Traditions. I was going to say, I actually like burning that one on Thanksgiving Day. You can see here, I mean, I have my one lone like Christmas throw pillow back there. I have not yet decorated my house for Christmas. I talked about it in my candle chat last week that I am actually waiting until the day after Thanksgiving to decorate for Christmas, because I'm hosting Thanksgiving and I also host Christmas. So I kind of like my house to be decorated a little bit differently for the different holidays. But anyways, I do like burning Nest Holiday for both. Nest Holiday, I actually burn for Thanksgiving. The next fragrance that I'm going to talk about is the one that I actually reserve not only for burning on Christmas Day, but also pretty much the entire week leading into Christmas. This is my #1 nostalgic holiday fragrance. Those of you who have been on my channel any length of time, you already know what fragrance I'm talking about. So let's say it with me. Yankee Candle's Home for the Holidays. This is my #1 fragrance. If you're new to my channel, I will tell you why this is so nostalgic to me. I'm so sorry to be repetitive to those of you guys who have heard this story over and over and over again. Home for the Holidays, as I mentioned earlier in the video, my mom burned candles when I was growing up. Again, not something that we could afford to do a whole lot, but every Christmas, she made sure that she had Home for the Holidays at Christmas time. And I carry on the tradition because this is such a sentimental fragrance to me. Both of my parents have passed away. My mom passed away 8 years ago. My dad passed away 2 years ago. And so at the holiday season, I miss them. You know, I miss them all the time, but particularly at the holiday season, I miss them. Very thankful for them. But this just brings back a lot of happy, joyous memories for me from my childhood. Now, the fragrance notes on Home for the Holidays This is classified on the Yankee website as a woody fragrance. It has top notes of fresh pine and snowberries, mid notes of cinnamon and spice. The spice is clove, and base notes of musk and woody notes. A lot of people say that to their nose, this is very much like their Home Sweet Home fragrance mixed with a tree note. And I would agree with that. But it's so funny, you guys. I have yet to have another candle brand dupe this in a soy wax formula. Yankee only releases it in this one wick apothecary style jar. So every year, there I go buying it. Now, Yankee Candle did just reformulate. This is no longer paraffin wax. So I do have 2 in this new format, and then I still have about, I would say, a third of a jar left in the old paraffin wax formula. So what I'm going to do this season, like I said, this is probably I will start burning this the Sunday before Christmas and just burn this the whole Christmas week. I will burn this one and the other one that I have out here in the living room and in my bedroom, and then I'll probably stick in a crock the paraffin one. I do already have my Illuma lid. I have Hurricanes ready to go because truthfully, you guys, I don't really get the oomph of out of Yankee that I used to. But yeah, this one's just so good. So sentimental. Again, I don't think I can ever let it go. I do hope, I think that Kringle had a version of this many, many years ago, and they discontinued it. But this is my all-time #1 nostalgic Christmas scent, and this is the one that I will definitely be burning on Christmas Day. So let me know in the comment section down below, what are your top 5 favorite Christmas scents? Again, if you are just new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. I would love for you to stick around even more. Feel free to check out that tree fragrances video, though, that I did last week, because there's a couple of other really, really good ones. There's one from Caramel Sundays that is going to be part of the restock tonight, too, that if you love a good tree fragrance, you're going to be interested in that one. Also wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. I mentioned the Sniff Old Saint Wick. Next weekend, I will have a collective candle haul to share with you guys. And I mentioned in some video at some point here that I did purchase the 4-wick of Old Saint Wick. And you guys, I lit that up last night. That baby was a 9. It was flawless. So Old Saint Wick, a little bit of a spoiler alert, is on that tree fragrance list. So yeah, there's just a lot of fragrances to go around this time of year, but feel free to check out that list if you have not seen that video already. So again, you guys, I just want to say thank you so very, very much for stopping by and for watching this video. My voice is getting a little bit raspy because, again, we've had some dry, cold air here this week, and just is what it is. I've got a lot of fun stuff coming up for you guys this week, but I did just want to take a moment really quickly as we are heading into the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States, that I do want to say that I am very, very thankful for all of you guys. I have really a wonderful community here, or at least, like, I feel like the candle community as a whole is great. Every niche, every genre has its crazies, let's be honest, we do. But I'm really thankful that a lot of the crazies don't really seem to find their way to my channel very often, every once in a while, but not very often. And I just want to say that I am very appreciative to all of you guys who comment on my videos, to those of you guys who hit thumbs up, who just even watch. I'm thankful to all of you guys who use my affiliate codes. I'm really, really thankful for all of you guys who have chosen to be here. Doesn't pass me by. I'm just so thankful that we have this little fun hobby that we share in common. And yeah, I just wanted to take the time to say that as we head into the craziness of this week. If you are traveling for the holidays, I hope that you have safe travels. We've had some crazy rain here this week. I've loved it, but yeah, I just hope that you have safe travels for the Thanksgiving holiday. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of some of the things that I have coming up for you guys this week. I have a couple of hauls to share with you. Like I said, I have a collective candle haul. I also have a collective perfume haul. I haven't done one of those in a while. Might have a beauty haul. I can't remember. I'm filming a little bit out of order. I do have a beauty haul that I want to share with you guys. I know I haven't done that in a while. That's not really something that I do on my channel a lot, but thought it would be, again, helpful going into this week as we have a lot of sales coming up. Felt like that might be kind of helpful to have just some thoughts on some things recently hauled. Also, hope to have a couple of candle reviews up for you guys towards the beginning of the week as well. So lots of fun stuff, but I am losing my voice, which means it is time for me to go. Please go check out Drew, Melanie, Brett, Amy, and McKenna's videos as well. And again, I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. Until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.